ونبي محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم تسليما كثيرا إلى يوم الدين. Yesterday we discussed, brother, where we stopped?
We're right over here on page 50.
So we're going to start off from saying وَكَذَلِكَ الْمَذِي.
That's where we're going to start.
Okay. So just let's have some discussions. Yesterday we discussed his saying وَيُجْزِئُ فِي سَائِرِ النَّجَاسَاتِ ثَلَاثٌ مُنْقِيَةٌ. وَيُجْزِئُ فِي سَائِرِ النَّجَاسَاتِ ثَلَاثٌ مُنْقِيَةٌ. It is sufficient for all other impurities to be washed 3 times until purified. What is the evidence that the author is utilizing? Brother Saadi?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you attended yesterday, yeah?
Yes.
Either justification, like what is it, justifiable reasoning, or an evidence, meaning that it's reported evidence from the Kitab and Sunnah.
He's saying that if you're not 100% sure, you go with the closest certainty.
No. I'm saying he's saying it is sufficient for all other impurities to be washed 3 times until purified. That's as opposed to the dogs and pigs
Because there's no
that they have to be washed 7 times. One of them was soil. So here is saying the rest of all impurities, it is sufficient for them to be washed 3 times. So we are asking, where did he get this from? Why the madhab, rahimahullah, al-Hanabila, the fuqaha, jurists, arguing that you have to wash it 3 times, at least 3 times. Because we deduce from this that it is obligatory upon the servants to wash all of the najasats, all of the impurities other than the impurities of dogs and pigs 3 times. Where did they get this from?
This is an analogy. There's no evidence behind it.
No, they are saying because of istijmar, wiping. The Prophet ﷺ told us that if you want to wipe after the lavatory, you have to wipe at least 3 times. Witr. And he pointed out that you should do that at least 3 times. By this, they are analogizing this situation by saying all the najasat, all the impurities, the physical impurities, have to be washed at least 3 times. But yesterday we didn't agree with that, right? Right, brother? Did we agree with this?
No.
So what we said, just in order to get some brothers with us.
We said you wash it until you're certain that it's clean. There's no certain numbers.
Yes, there's no certain numbers. What is the evidence?
One, the Prophet
Yes, brother.
I was going to say, I think there's a hadith where, hadith of Aisha radiallahu anha, that you can, I guess, kind of like, wash it lightly and just scratch it, I guess.
Yes, you're talking about the semen.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's one evidence. But there is a clear evidence. There is a clear evidence that the Prophet ﷺ did. You know the story of the Bedouin who urinated, on the corner of the masjid of the Prophet ﷺ. The Prophet ﷺ asked them to bring a bucket. Then he ordered them to pour the water over it. Only one time. He didn't ask them ﷺ to repeat it, right? So we're saying that you don't have to wash it 7 times. Additionally, we are saying that it is not necessary to use water. Anything that is pure and can purify, it is considered purifier. You don't have to use water. You don't have to use water. If Brother Abu Adam would ask and say, then why did the Prophet ﷺ ask them to bring water? We say because it is the fastest and the quickest way of doing this. He ﷺ ordered them to bring water because it is the quickest way of of purifying. Okay? Also, the author distinguishes. The author?
So what is the evidence for these 3 times?
Yeah, yes, we're saying that they have analogy. They are saying because the Prophet ﷺ says, the istijmar, wiping, is at least 3 times. So they deduced from this that it is obligatory upon us to wash all the impurities other than pigs and dogs 3 times. That's what they are arguing, but we disagree with this because of the dissimilarity between wiping and all other najasat. Furthermore, that the Prophet ﷺ asked the Sahaba to wash the urine of the Arabi, of the Bedouin, only 1 time. If you say that it is, and hence it's obligatory upon us to use water in order to purify, we say no, because the Prophet ﷺ asked him to bring water because it is the easiest and the quickest way of purifying. And also we can use the evidence that the brother just raised, that Aisha radiallahu anha used to wrap the mani of the Prophet ﷺ without washing. But this depends on the opinion that the mani is impure. And we're going to discuss that. Because the preponderant opinion is that mani is tahir. Mani is tahir. It's not najis.
So في الاستنجاء بس يصح ان انت تغسل العضو مره واحده بس
لا.
بعد اليومين.
نعم في الاستنجاء دون الاستجمار. الاستنجاء is to purify yourself with water. Yes, it is enough to use it only 1 time. But for istijmar, and we're going to discuss that inshallah when it comes بإذن الله عز وجل. So the author distinguishes between impurities if they are on garments, and impurities if they are on the ground. He's saying if the impurities are on the ground, then it's enough for you to wash it once. What is the evidence? What we have just cited. But we say, this is what we call التحكم في أصول الفقه. This is, arbitrary distinguishment, because the evidence doesn't specify that purifying najasat, if they are on the ground, you have to only use water. He's saying that the Prophet ﷺ asked them to bring water, and he ﷺ ordered them to pour it over without asking, without distinguishing, without differentiating. Once you differentiate, then you add up something from you. Right? Is that clear? Also, the author discussed the issue of the male infant's urine and the female infant's urine. What is the distinguishment in this regard? Yes, Brother Abu Umar.
One is a wider spray, and the other one is
No. What is the distinguishment? I'm not talking about the justification for this distinguishment, but what is the distinguishment? Yes, brother.
If the female urine is, I guess, more than the male urine, it's just, I think you have to, wash it, but the male urine, maybe you can just kind of like wipe it. I believe I heard that before.
Yeah, what you have heard is right, but because it's for a long time it seems you have forgotten. So
I think for a female, najasa is impure, but for a male it's not.
yes.
The male you sprinkle, the male infant you sprinkle over the najasa. The female you wash the.
Exactly. Yes. Like what he says, to remove the impurity of urine from a female infant who has not yet started eating regular solid food, it is sufficient to sprinkle the area with water, so it becomes wet but not soaked. So he distinguishes between the male infant's urine and the female infant's urine by the way that we purify them. We purify the female urine by washing as the standard, because that's the standard. But the male infant urine, we have only to sprinkle water over it, to spatter water over it. Al-Rash. What is the evidence of this distinguishment?
But at least when the Sahabiya brought the child to the Prophet ﷺ
Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam.
and he urinated in the lap of the Prophet ﷺ, just had water brought and just sprinkled it on his throat, and that was sufficient.
Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam.
It was the male boy who was only breastfed. He wasn't eating solid food.
Yes, exactly. So we are saying then that this is the evidence. كما جاء في الصحيحين من حديث أم قيس بنت محصن الأسدية رضي الله عنها النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم أنها أتت بابن لها صغير إلى النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم فوضعه صلى الله عليه وسلم في حجره ويصح حجره فبال على ثوبه فدعا بماء فأتبعه بوله قالت ولم يغسل عليه الصلاة والسلام. And also عند أبي داود من حديث أبي السمح النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم قال يرش من بول الجارية يرش من بول الغلام يغسل من بول الجارية ويرش من بول الغلام. يغسل من بول الجارية, because that's the standard. ويرش من بول الغلام. And then we discussed why did the Prophet ﷺ differentiate between the male urine and the female urine. What are some reasons that the scholars tried or attempted to understand the reason? Why?
There is another substance in the female urine that does not exist in the male urine.
Yes, this is a modern justification. Some doctors in Jamiat al-Yarmouk في الأردن, in the University of Yarmouk, in the Yarmouk University in Jordan, and also في Ain Shams in Egypt. A team of researchers went to investigate this issue. Then they found that there is a difference between the chemical substance in the female infant's urine and the male infant urine. And because of that, they are saying it makes sense that the Shara makes this differentiation. In the sense that the female urine is more chemically substantiated. There are more of
More hormones.
No. They didn't mention, because I saw the study, but they are saying that it is heavier. It is heavier. So it is not enough only to sprinkle it. You have to wash it. To the extent that they are saying you have to wash it, several times, if you want, very clear purification. Whereas the male urine is lighter. It's not that heavier. But what some of the reasons that the ancient scholars used to give? Yeah, some of them say it is ta'abbudiyya, meaning because of the commandment. Why? Because Allah and His Messenger ﷺ commanded us to do. And yes, there are some of the reasons in the Sharia that we call them تعبدية. ولهذا قال عليه الصلاة والسلام إذا وقع الذباب في إناء أحدكم فليغمس ثم لينزعه فإن في أحد جناحيه داء وفي الآخر دواء. وفي لفظ عند أبي داود قال عليه الصلاة والسلام فإنه يتقي بجناحه الذي فيه الداء. And that's now proven, brothers and sisters, subhanAllah. That's now proven. And a Czechoslovakian professor converted to Islam because of this hadith that the Prophet ﷺ said, when a fly falls in your drinking, then غمس, put it, drip it, then pull it up, because when he falls, he falls on his filthy wing. That's what the Prophet ﷺ is saying. And that's in Sahih al-Bukhari. But because is in Sunan Abi Dawud. Also those colors, and you can consult it, found this miracle that the Prophet ﷺ mentioned. And a Czechoslovakian professor, when he knew of this scientific fact, he converted. A German professor put this hadith on the wall of his clinic after he converted. Actually, he wrote. His name is Schmoitzer Hitchkel. He wrote that the Muhammadan way of الطريقة المحمدية لعلاج الأمراض الباطنية. He say. How do you translate it? الطريقة المحمدية, the Muhammadan pathway to tackle your digestive problems. And he converted, alhamdulillah. Anyway, so some of the reasons we say it is because of the order, and that's the meaning of being abd, being a slave to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, is to obey. You don't question Him. And we mentioned that you live here in the United States in the most regulated society, and that's proven statistically. You are the most regulated society. The clock that wakes you up is regulated here. You are the most regulated society. And most of them, you don't understand the justification for them. And you just follow. Why? This is the law. This is the law. See? So, by comparison, وَلِلَّهِ الْمَثَلُ الْأَعْلَى, what about if you are commanded by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Because it's based on your iman. Because when you believed, you knew that you are believing in the most knowledgeable subhanahu wa ta'ala, the all-knowledgeable, the omnipotent subhanahu wa ta'ala. So whatever He commands you subhanahu wa ta'ala, you know that there is the good, there is the maslahah. Yes, you are required to investigate, to know why. But you don't condition, you don't stipulate your following by knowing the reason. Because this is not abd. You're not abd. Whatever you understand, I will follow. Whatever I don't understand, I won't follow. Then what's the meaning of being an abd? Lillah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And this is the real freedom. This is the real freedom. وَمِمَّا زَادَنِي شَرَفًا وَتِيهًا وكدت بأخمصي أطأ الثريا دخولي تحت قولك يا عبادي وأن صيرت أحمد لي نبيا. العبودية لله, the obedience to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to Allah and Allah alone subhanahu wa ta'ala, to Allah and Allah alone. You don't follow even your desires, subhanallah al-azim. The Sharia frees you, emancipates you from yourself, tries to emancipate you from yourself. You don't. Sometimes there's a freedom. You are a slave to your freedom, meaning to yourself. To yourself. A Swiss woman. This part of digression, but I'm sorry. This is a problem, like what I told you that I have. But anyway, a Swiss woman hosted a Saudi student. And he used to go to Salat al-Fajr in the winter when the snow covers, all the streets. And she noticed that he daily goes and pray in the masjid. Then she asked him, "Why do you have to do that?" And he said, "Actually, I don't have. I have a permission to pray home. But I do it because I love it. I like it." Then she commented, saying, "إن هذه لإرادة صلبة وإنه لدين عظيم." This is
Strong will.
a strong will, and this is a strong religion. What she meant is that, what kind of religion is this? That makes you go, means that you have something inside. Otherwise you won't go, because nobody would give you money, or you're going to be removed from the payroll. No. But because of Iman. Because of Iman. So we're going to, inshallah, continue. Then he said, rahimahullah, وكذلك المذي ويعفى عن يسيره ويسير الدم وما تولد منه من القيح والصديد ونحوه وحد اليسير هو ما لا يفحش بالنفس. The same ruling for the male infant's urine applies to madhi, prostatic secretion. A trivial amount of it, madhi, is excused. Likewise, trivial amounts of blood and its byproducts such as pus, other purulent matter, and similar things are all exempt. The trivial amount is that which is not repugnant. He's saying the same ruling. What ruling? Sprinkling. Sprinkling. The same ruling for the male infant's urine applies to madhi. He is saying sprinkling applies to madhi the same as it applies to the male infant's urine. What is the evidence? What is the evidence? First of all, you know what we mean by saying madhi? Madhi. Maybe those who speak Arabic know what we're talking about. All of those who speak Arabic, sometimes they don't distinguish between madhi and wadi. Madhi and wadi. Yeah, but what do we mean by saying madhi? The translation here, it's a prostatic secretion. Secretion of phrase, something that gets very vascular, something that is very vascular, and that's what we call secretion of phrase. Prostatic. But this is what we call the nominal definition. Have you heard of this? The nominal definition. We usually in Usul al-Fiqh, we are very specific. And this is what we call the nominal definition. We need operational definition. Something that we can measure, something that we can, not when you see it, you know it. No, something that you can measure. In the sense that all the characteristics in particular object would be considered. Other than these characteristics would be removed. So we define it, المذي هو سائل رقيق شفاف بعض الأحيان نقول أبيض يخرج عقيب الشهوة. It is, how would you translate it, Abu Adam? سائل, it's a liquid that is vascular, سائل رقيق, and it's transparent. سائل رقيق يخرج, it exerts, it goes out when thinking sexually or for a play. This liquid is what we call madhi, and this liquid is najis, is impure, unanimously, meaning if you find it on your garment, then it's impure. But its impurity is light. What do we mean by saying that its impurity is light? Meaning that you only have to sprinkle water over it. That's all what you have to do. You don't have to wash it. Okay? So that's what we mean by saying madhi. There is no name for it in English. Sure, it has a name. Do you know a name of it? Because this is what we call the descriptive definition or concept.
It's called pre-ejaculation fluid.
Pre-ejaculation, yes, you are describing it, but you didn't give it a name.
That's what
You didn't say a semen, right?
it's not semen.
Yes, I know that it's not semen, but now when I say semen, now you have this concept, semen. Because, look around you. All the world around you is concept. Concept. And we give meaning to them. We name them. وَعَلَّمَ آدَمَ الْأَسْمَاءِ عَلَّمَ آدَمَ الْأَسْمَاءِ. He gave him the names of them. So, al-madhi is impure, but its impurity is light. What do we mean by saying light? That it's sufficient to sprinkle water over it. You don't have to wash it. What is the evidence? The evidence, bunch of evidence. One of them is what the brother just mentioned. That Ali radiallahu anhu في الصحيحين من حديث علي رضي الله عنه قال كنت رجلا مذاء فاستحييت أن أسأل رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم لمكان ابنته مني, because he was the husband of Fatima رضي الله عنها. فأمرت المقداد بن الأسود أن يسأل رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم, because he was his brother after the Prophet صلى الله عليه وسلم made the pair brotherhood between two Sahabis. The Prophet صلى الله عليه وسلم made al-Maqdad ibn al-Aswad radiallahu anhu with Ali. So he said, I ordered al-Maqdad ibn al-Aswad to go to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam and asked him, what should I do? Then the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam قال اغسل ذكرك وتوضأ وفي لفظ اغسل ذكرك وانضح أنثييك. Then the Prophet ﷺ said, say to him, wash your penis, the karuk, we call it, wash your penis and your, what are they called? What is?
Testicles.
Testicles. Testicles. Testicles. It's a new word. Oh. Yeah, testicles. Okay? So the Prophet ﷺ asked him to wash his penis and testicles. That's what the Prophet ﷺ asked him. But does this evidence show us anything about sprinkling? No. Where did we get the evidence of sprinkling? We get it from Hadith Sahl ibn Hanif radiallahu anhu. We get it from the Hadith of the yeah, because he said it at least 4 times. Yeah, he needs someone to answer him. So where did we find it? Where do we find it? We find it in Hadith Sahl ibn Hanif radiallahu anhu, that he asked the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam about the purification of madhi. Then the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam قال يكفيك أن تأخذ بيدك كفا من ماء فتنضح به هكذا. It is sufficient for you to get a handful of water, then you sprinkle it like this. So that's the evidence. But the first evidence shows us that the madhi is najis, is impure, because the Prophet ﷺ asked them.
The second one على الكلوز. الحاجة الثانية على الكلوز لكن الأولانية على العضو نفسه.
Yes, so the udhu, we're saying, what we are saying is that the first evidence is to prove that you have to wash yourself. The second one shows how to purify the thing that madhi is on. It's not necessary to be your garment. It's not necessary, even if it's a wall. Let's say if it's on a wall, in a utensil, whatever. You have to what? Sprinkle water over it. You don't have to wash it. So if I ask my brother now, Brother Sa'di, what is the evidence that madhi is najis?
Prophet was asked indirectly through Ali further on, and Prophet said for him to wash the penis and the testicles of the person, right?
And that proves that it's najis. And it's also not only najis, but it also makes, nullifies your wudu.
But you don't have to take a ghusl.
You don't have to take a ghusl unanimously. Unanimously, consensual agreement. You don't have to make ightisal. But all what you have to do is to wash your penis and testicles, and if you want to pray or touch a Quran or make tawaf, you have to make wudu. That's all what you have to do. And that's one of the differences between madhi and semen. And many. Okay, just write them down. Write them down in order not to forget them. So now we know the evidence for both of these cases, that it's impure, and we know the evidence of how to wash it and how to purify it. قال ويعفى عن يسيره. A trivial amount of it, meaning madhi, is excused. Meaning something that is unnoticeable, trivial. The triviality of the madhi is excusable. Meaning you don't have to sprinkle water over it. Where did they get this from? They say we know from the nafas of a Sharia. Because the Sharia here, we notice from the Sharia that it doesn't focus on this impurity. Doesn't give it much interest. What should they do? Oh Rasulullah, just get a handful of water and sprinkle it. We understand from what we call nafas al-Sharia. Nafas al-Sharia here doesn't emphasize that you have to purify it. That's why they're saying, يُعْفَى عَنْ يَسِيرٍ. That's first. That's the first justification. Secondly, they are saying it's common. It's common. So, to command people, if they have very trivial amount of it, to go and wash and make wudu, to go and wash and make wudu, that's difficult. Only they have to make wudu, but they don't have to go and sprinkle water over it. Because it's common, it's typical. If you are a man, if you are a good man in a good health, that's common. That's common. Because you don't control it. You don't do it. You're not the one who is responsible to do it. It's the thing that you see, the thing that you touch, the thing that you think about, that would make you have this liquid. Therefore, if it's a trivial amount of it, you don't have to sprinkle water over it. Is that clear, brothers?
So it's not najis.
It's no. We're saying that it's najis. لكن يعفى عن يسيره. A trivial amount of it is excused, but it's still najis. And this is the opinion of the majority. الحنابلة, الشافعية, والمالكية. Abu Hanifa disagrees. And he's saying even if it's trivial amount, you have to sprinkle water over it. But we go with the majority. Okay? So a trivial amount of it is excused bihamdillah. Why? لعموم البلوى we call. ولهذا فإن شيخ الإسلام ابن تيمية رحمه الله argues that anything that is, we call it عموم البلوى, something that is common, in which it is so difficult to restrict. He's saying, then we make tarkhis. Because المشقة تجلب التيسير. المشقة تجلب التيسير. وكلما ضاق الأمر اتسع. وكلما اتسع الأمر ضاق. This is one of the maxims of the Sharia. يعني كلما المشقة تجلب التيسير. Hardship, if hardship occurs, then the situation would render to be easy. ما يريد الله ليجعل عليكم في الدين من حرج إنما يريد ليطهركم وليتم نعمته عليكم فاتقوا الله ما استطعتم. Obey Allah, be conscious of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to the extent that you are capable of. Allah Jalla wa'ala won't command us to do things that are over our ability. No, Allah Jalla wa'ala will command us things that we can do. And one of them is this. Is that Clear? قال ويسير الدم. Likewise, trivial amounts of blood. What he means here is that trivial amount of blood is excused. He doesn't mean that trivial amount of blood you can what? You can sprinkle it. You have to wash it. So the similarity between them in what? In the excusable way of their purification. Both of them, if they are trivial amount, then they are excused. But the blood, according to the author, you have to wash it. Don't sprinkle. While madhi, you have to sprinkle water over it. You can sprinkle water over it. Okay? But we disagree with the author that blood is impure. You know, in the first place, we disagree with him that blood is pure. What we're talking about here, brothers, is the blood of humans, the blood that, you know, bleeds from you. Blood is pure, except the ministerial blood, the ministerial blood, the blood that women has monthly, typically monthly. Except the blood of period, of menstruation, the menstrual blood, all blood that bleeds out of humans are pure. What is the evidence? Because there is no evidence that rendered them to be impure. What is the evidence that menstrual blood is impure? Because
There's a requirement for ghusl for that, so it means that it is.
no, that denotes, signifies that you have to make ghusl, but that doesn't render to be impure. You see the difference? Now, on the day of Friday, according to the preponderant opinion, you have to have ghusl on the day of Friday if there is a smell from you. But that doesn't mean that this smell is najisa. Okay, but you have to make ghusl. So there's difference. So what we're saying is that the menstrual blood is impure, and the evidence is that من حديث عائشة رضي الله عنها أن أسماء بنت أبي بكر الصديق رضي الله عنها سألت النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم كيف تتطهر من ماء الحيض من دم الحيض، وفي لفظ قالت يا رسول الله دم الحيض يصيب الثوب كيف نصنع؟ فقال عليه الصلاة والسلام تحته ثم تقرصه بالماء ثم تنضحه ثم تصلي فيه في الصحيحين. Aisha رضي الله عنها reported that Asma, her sister, asked the Prophet صلى الله عليه وسلم that the menstrual blood is in our garments. What should we do? Then the Prophet صلى الله عليه وسلم said, تحته. What is this? Rub it. Scratch it. And then تقرصه بالماء. Bring some water. Then she has to rub it with water. Scratch it with water. ثم تنضحه بالماء. And then bring water and wash it. Another here is washing. Then after that, she has to wash it. Then, Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said, then she can pray with it. Clear? So this is the evidence. This is the evidence that menstrual blood is impure, najis. However, the rest of human's blood is pure because there is no evidence. There is no evidence. And we can also say that the Prophet ﷺ used to pray sometimes, especially during battles and after end of of battles, he used sallallahu alaihi wasallam to pray while some of his injuries still bleeding.
وكمان بيدفنهم وهم بيدفنهم من غير بس
لا هذول الشهداء.
لا بس هذا في دم برضه فمش محتاج غسيل مش محتاج
يا لأن شهيد المعركة لا يغسل أصلا. شهيد المعركة, the one who dies in the battlefield, and he is killed in the battlefield, we don't wash him, we don't make salah for him, because it is enough for him what he faced. كما قال صلى الله عليه وسلم كفى ببارقة السيوف عليه غسلا. كفى ببارقة السيوف عليه غسلا. Anyway, so we're saying then, I repeat it because to be absorbed, that the blood is impure, is pure. Human's blood is pure. Human blood is pure. Except what? What? Yes, menstrual blood. The menstrual blood is impure because of this evidence. Also hadith خولة. الرسول صلى الله عليه وسلم قال يكفيك أثر الماء ولا يضرك يكفيك الماء ولا يضرك أثره. It is sufficient for you to have water and أثره. The trace of it. The trace of it, don't care about. Okay. ثم قال after إن شاء الله. Then he said, and likewise trivial amounts of blood and its byproducts such as pus, meaning قيح or صديد, other purulent matter, and similar things are all exempt. And that's all based on what? On what he premises, that blood is impure. And hence, trivial amount of it is excused. But we're saying that it is pure, and hence, we don't care about these. If you are praying and if you have pus and some of these filthy, unclean things, you don't have to, you should, especially if you're going to make the masjid filthy, you should cut your prayer and go and wash them, then return. But if you continue, your prayer is correct. Your prayer is correct. Because these are pure. These are pure. These are not impure. What is the evidence? Because there is no evidence. وأما حديث من رعف أو قلس أو تقيأ فليقطع صلاته وليذهب يتوضأ ثم ليبني صلاته. This hadith is ضعيف. This hadith is ضعيف. The Prophet ﷺ saying, if anyone has blood that is coming from your nose while you are praying, or qalas, things that, when you burr, that comes out of your stomach, or vomit, then he has to go. He has to cut his prayer and go and make wudu and return and continue. This hadith is weak. This hadith is weak. Okay? So the other side can't use it because it's weak. ضعفه ابن السكن وابن القطان ويحيى بن شعبة وأبو حاتم وابن حجر رحمه الله. And a bunch of scholars, they're saying it's weak. Some even say that it's fabricated. So there is no evidence that the blood is impure. And hence, all the byproducts that come from blood is pure. Unless they are repugnant, in which that they would make the masjid filthy, or the place where you are praying is filthy, then we say it is recommended. It is preferable that you end your prayer and go wash them, then you come, but you have to restart, start over. He's saying, and similar things are all exempt. That's based on what he is premising. The trivial amount is that which is not repugnant. Yes, because you would ask him, how do we measure that something that is trivial? How do we measure this triviality? How do we measure it? He's saying if it's repugnant, yafhush, if you see it, there are a lot. Then and that's, according to you. If you see there's, ooh, that's a lot, then you have to go and wash it. But if you see that it's, well, it's not that much, then it's trivial. That's how the fuqaha is considering triviality. Then he said, what time is it now?
8:30.
Huh?
8:40.
40, yeah, we still, alhamdulillah, have time. The semen of a human and the urine of the animals, whose flesh,
We don't have time, we have to answer the questions.
yeah, yeah, inshallah.
Answer the questions and then inshallah, inshallah.
Okay,
This is the last hadith in this chapter.
yes, let's complete this line.
Chapter,
Yeah, the semen of a human and the urine of animals whose flesh can be eaten are all pure. Okay? The semen, you know also the semen, right? ولهذا يعني هم يعني يعرفونهم يقولون هو سائل غليظ أبيض يخرج عند اشتداد الشهوة هكذا يعرفونه. But all you know the semen, so we don't need to define it. The semen of a human and the urine of the animals. So what is the evidence? What is the evidence that the semen is pure?
there is no evidence against it.
No, because there is evidence. The evidence is that Aisha radiallahu anha, first of all, because we are created from it. We are created from it. And hence, it's pure, because you are, as human, is pure. Right? Secondly, Aisha radiallahu anha used to only scratch it and rub it from the garments of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Then he would go sallallahu alaihi wasallam and pray. So, semen is pure, and that's the opinion of al-Shafi'iyya wal-Hanabila, rahimahullah. While al-Malikiyya and the Hanafiyya, they say that it's impure. And Ibn al-Qayyim, rahimahullah, في إعلام الموقعين, he made this argument in which he put two sides, al-Hanabila wal-Shafi'iyya and al-Malikiyya wal-Hanafiyya. And then he's, after he finished these, arguments, each one and his and its evidence and proofs, he said, I am trying to convince you that you are pure and you deny to be pure. I'm trying to say to you that you are pure and you're saying to me that I am not pure. Meaning that, all of this evidence to prove to you that you are pure, meaning that the semen is pure and you don't want to be pure. So we opine that the semen is pure because of this evidence, that Aisha radiallahu anha used to scratch it and wrap it, and the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam would get this garment and go and pray with it, alayhi salatu
He
wasalam.
has to do the himself.
Yeah, this is, yes, unanimously. We're talking about this, object. Yes. Yes, we're talking about this liquid, that this liquid is tahir.
Brother?
Would you just...
Brother?
Yes.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa
I
alaikum
have a
assalam wa
question about what you were just saying. So I learned that most of the ulama said that all the bodily excretions of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam are all pure, meaning everything that comes from him is pure. So couldn't that be evidence that that's something from him that's pure?
Okay, we can argue then the urine of the Prophet ﷺ is pure, but he used to wash it ﷺ. If we would go with this argument, then the urine of the Prophet ﷺ is pure, then why he had to wash it? And because we have this distinguishment, then we say that the Prophet ﷺ then distinguished between his urine and his semen, and because of this distinguishment, we concluded that the semen is pure and the urine is not. Is that a clear, sister? Okay, hopefully, inshallah, it's clear. Then he's saying, and the urine of the animals whose flesh can be eaten are all pure. What we call لحم الحيوان المذكى is pure unanimously, and also the urine. What is the evidence? The urine of anything that you can eat, meaning if it's slaughtered, you can eat it, is pure. The evidence of that, there are a lot of evidence. One of them is Hadith Amr bin Kharij radiallahu anha, and Ahmed, that he that he said that the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam made the ceremony of Mina on the day of Mina. While he was sitting on his camel, the saliva of his camel was dropping on me. Okay? And he sallallahu alaihi wasallam didn't command me to make wudu. Also, you know the story of al-Uraniyun? You know, a group of people came to al-Madinah في الصحيحين من بني عقل. They came to al-Madinah, then because of the weather of Medina, they were sick. Then they asked the Prophet ﷺ, what should we do? Then he ﷺ commanded them to get out of al-Madinah, to change the weather. And he asked them ﷺ, as a way of curing them, to drink, literally, to drink some of the urine of camels and also their milk. So we understood then that it's pure. So the urine of any animal, that if it's slaughtered, then you can eat it, is pure. ولهذا فإننا, now we generalize. We say sweat, saliva, urine, dung are all pure. And this is the opinion of the majority. Are all pure. مأكول اللحم ريقه ولعابه وسؤره وعرقه وروثه. All of them are pure. You don't have to wash it. So what is the evidence again? What is the evidence that anything that if it's slaughtered, you can eat it? All what it gets out of it is pure. What is the evidence?
The Sahabi was in front of the camel of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam in Mina, and the saliva from the camel was dripping on his shoulder, and the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam did not order him to go renew his wudu.
صحيح. And other evidence. العرنيون. قيل من بني عقل وقيل من بني قحطان.
Exactly. So they got sick, and he ordered the Prophet ﷺ. They asked the Prophet ﷺ what to do. He said, get out of Medina and drink the urine of camel, and also its milk.
Yeah, exactly. So these are the evidence. Now we open the door for questions. Yes,
I have a question. I don't know. I wasn't here last week, so you might have covered it a lot. But about the dog, like the tongue of the dog. Some people say it's najas. Is there ikhtilaf on this? Or
Yes.
What are the opinions?
Yes, we have two major opinions in this regard. First, which is the opinion of the majority, that they are saying the saliva and the whole body of the dog is impure, is najas. What is the evidence? They're saying we have an evidence for the saliva. إذا ولغ الكلب في إناء أحدكم فليغسله سبعا. While the rest of its body is by analogy to its saliva. However, Malik rahimahullah argues that yes, I agree with you that the saliva is najas. However, the rest of its body is pure because of the lack of evidence. And we can't generalize because of the dissimilarity. Because the Prophet ﷺ specified its saliva, and he didn't generalize, while the reason for generalization was there, but he didn't generalize ﷺ. And this is what we regard the preponderant opinion, and this also what Ibn Taymiyyah rahimahullah chose.
And if the dog's saliva gets on you, what should you do?
On your garment.
On your garment,
Yes,
on your hands?
yes. The right opinion is that you have to wash it 7 times.
Wherever the garment is, wash it
Yes,
7 times? Or
you have to wash it 7 times. If you're saying that, and one of them with soil, but if you're saying that it's gonna, you know, yes, ruin my garment, then we say now you can use other detergent, like Clorox or.
And this is Sawa Maliki or the other, they both agree on that with this?
Yes, they agree, but they disagree if the saliva is on other than a vessel. Yeah, so that's what I say to you. That's the correct opinion. If it's in your carpet or on your wall, on your garment, we say also you have to wash it 7 times. Some scholars say no, you don't have. It's only obligatory upon you to wash it 7 times if it is in a vessel.
Vessel.
A
Assalamu
vessel,
alaikum.
container, a utensil. Vessel.
Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah.
Forgive me for interrupting again. So if my mother has dogs, and she, when I go to her house, sometimes you get dog hair on your clothing because it's on her carpet, it's on her couches, things like that. So can you pray if you have dog hair on your clothing?
Yeah, hair? Yes, you can, because like what we have just opined, that it's pure, because we can't generalize. The majority say, yeah, you have to go and wash it. You don't have to make wudu. All what you have, according to the majority, is to wash this najasa, and to some scholars you have to wash it 7 times, and then make your salah. But because we are saying that it's pure, you don't have to wash it, unless it's saliva. If it's saliva, then you have to wash it 7 times. One of them with soil. Yes, brother Umar. Abu Umar. Yeah, Aba Umar.
Abu Adam. But the question about
كلنا أبا آدم.
the blood being pure. So the example we had the Prophet ﷺ, when he was in battle, and he had the blood coming out and he prayed.
Yes.
Right? Is there a madhab that if you are bleeding, that you would invalidate your wudu? Is that?
Yeah, al-Hanabila. That's what they are saying. They are saying the blood, even if it's not a bleeding, even if it's dry, it's impure. Unless it's trivial, then it's excused. But that does not mean that it's pure. But we are arguing that it's not impure. We're saying that it's pure because of the lack of evidence.
So the Hanabila are the only ones that.
No, and also wajh عند الشافعية رحمه الله. الشافعية. And some of the Malikiyya رحمه الله. Some of the Malikiyya.
But the Hanafis don't see that as the
No.
blood.
لا.
It's blood is pure.
No.
Not to drink, but
No, but you don't lose your wudu.
you say it's pure.
What about if you drink
Drink what?
blood?
Vessel.
Cannibalism? Huh? Yeah, الدم. What is the meaning of dam here? الدم المسفوح. Because we're saying that the human blood is pure. لكن الدم المسفوح, what is the دم المسفوح? Now we are about to have أضحية. When you slaughter, the dam that gets out, this gets from the veins, and yes, this is what we call the dam al-masfuh.
Spilled.
This is impure, while the blood that stays in there
Inside the meat.
inside the meat, that's pure. That's pure. قال الله تعالى قل لا أجد فيما أوحي إلي محرما على طاعم يطعمه إلا أن يكون ميتة أو دما مسفوحا. ولهذا قال جل وعلا حرمت عليكم الميتة والدم. This is a general statement. We tied it by قوله مسفوحا. So the dam in آية المائدة حرمت عليكم الميتة والدم is restricted by what? By آية الأنعام. قل لا أجد فيما أوحي إلي محرما على طاعم يطعمه إلا يكون ميتة أو دما مسفوحا. So the rest of the blood in the meat, inside the meat, what is called في عروق الذبيحة, is pure. Okay, so the blood that,
The spilled blood.
huh?
The blood that is spilled out is
Yes, the gush, the gushed blood after slaughtering is impure, while the rest is pure.
Assalamu alaikum. Forgive me for interrupting again. We
No
have another
problems.
question from a sister. She's wondering about a cat. She says there's a house cat that marks its territory with semen. Do you have to wash the carpet from that cat when it marks its
لا
territory?
لا لا, like yeah, you mean the semen of a cat?
Yes.
Yes. We have two opinions in this regard, because if you slaughter a cat, can you eat it?
no.
According to the majority, yes, it is sabu'. It is sabu', because it eats with nab, because it
Canine teeth.
yes, it eats meat. Okay, so some scholars argue it is halal to eat cat.
Is it halal? No, it's
Yeah, I'm saying yes. Some scholars argue that you can eat cat, but the majority consider it to be haram. You can't eat cat, and that's the right opinion, because it's sabu'. قال صلى الله عليه وسلم حرم يقول عليه الصلاة والسلام استغفر الله واتوب اليه ليس ما انهر الدم يقول عليه الصلاة والسلام استغفر الله حرم عليكم كل ذي ناب من السباع وكل ذي مخلب من الطير. And this is and cat has nab.
canine teeth.
Yeah, what do you call them?
Canine.
Yes, canine teeth.
Canine.
And it eats with meat, and hence it is not allowed to eat it. Therefore, its semen is impure. You see? And hence, your sister has to wash the semen, even if it's trivial. You have to wash it.
Because it doesn't fall under the category of meat that.
Jazakallah khair.
Why? Yeah, because what is the category? Is that any animal that if it's slaughtered, its meat can be eaten, then all of what comes of it is pure.
So
If the animal, even if it's slaughtered, you can't eat it, all what it comes of it is impure.
So does that include the urine and the saliva for the cat?
Yes, it's impure.
So the cat is categorized almost like a dog
In terms?
in terms of impurity for saliva and for urine.
No. We're saying what it comes of it, but the cat itself is pure.
But is the cat
If the cat licks the person,
Yeah.
the saliva.
Yes, it is.
So it's impure. You have to do wudu?
Yes, no, you don't have to do wudu. You have to wash it. Okay, you have to wash it, and that's according to the opinion of the majority. And some scholars say no. You don't have to wash it. Why? Because the Rasul ﷺ said, "Innaha min at-tawafina alaykum at-tawafat," and that's what we go with. The Rasul ﷺ, you know the story of Abu Qatada, al-Harith bin Rib'i radiyallahu anhu, that في عند مالك في موطأ مالك وكذلك في مسند الإمام أحمد, that he had a cat, and when this cat came to drink from a bowl, he radiyallahu anhu made it easy for her to drink. Then there was a woman, and she wondered, and he asked her, "Are you wondering?" And she said, "Yes." Then he said, "I did that because I heard the Prophet ﷺ saying, إنها ليست بنجس إنها من الطوافين عليكم والطوافات." Okay, so we're saying that its body and the remnant of its saliva is pure, but all what it gets, the dung, urine is impure. Because if it's slaughtered, you can't eat its animal, its meat.
One more question.
Clear or not? Alhamdulillah.
Just for the medi that you were talking about, if the person that's after you make a salat, then you find out that you had some medi, should they repeat your salat?
Did he make wudu or not? Does he make wudu? Yes. Now.
Yeah, it had wudu before.
Yes.
But
After finishing, he.
couple of salats.
Yes. The right opinion in this issue that he doesn't have to repeat his salah, but he has, once he knows, he has to wash the madi. What is the evidence? The evidence is that the Prophet ﷺ once prayed ﷺ, with his shoes had some of najasa في Sunnah Abi Dawud. Then Jibreel ﷺ came to the Prophet ﷺ and told him that you have some najasa on your shoes. Then he ﷺ take them off and continued. He didn't ﷺ repeat. So what we understand is that the rest of its prayer was correct because he didn't know ﷺ. But once he knew ﷺ, he stopped and continued. He didn't ﷺ finished it. He didn't end his salah ﷺ and then started over. So that's the evidence. And Umar radiallahu anhu once prayed in a valley that is called al-Aqaba. It is close to Mina. And after finishing radiallahu anhu, and he was imam, after finishing radiallahu anhu, he found some madi on his garment. Then he radiallahu anhu Allah didn't repeat the salah. And he also didn't command those who prayed behind him to repeat. Okay? Well, yeah. So we're saying that you don't have to repeat your salah. No. وهذا من الفروق بين ritual purity and the physical purity. The physical purity, if you don't know, your ibadah is correct. While the ritual impurity, if you don't know, your ibadah is incorrect. Let's say that you have forgotten to make wudu, then you have to repeat. Like Umar radiallahu anhu, once he forgot that he prayed Salat al-Fajr radiallahu anhu, then after finishing the prayer, he remembered that he has janabah radiallahu anhu. So he went radiallahu anhu and made iqtisal, while he didn't command those who prayed with him to repeat. So their prayer was correct, while his prayer, even though that he was imam, wasn't. So he repeated the prayer alayhi salatu. The last question, inshallah. Yes, brother.
Okay, so when you're talking about like when you're praying and like you get a bloody nose or something, do you have to go make wudu or just continue?
No, you don't have to make wudu, but we're saying it is preferable for you in order not to make the masjid dirty or the place. But if you continue your prayer, even if it's repugnant a lot, your prayer is correct. Wallahu a'lam, wa sallallahu ala Muhammad wa sahbihi wa sallam tasliman kathiran. You want to make